Welcome. This video is going to include some important information about our course, how we will learn virtually, and how grades will be earned. This is Algebra 1, second semester with Miss Overby, me, and Mr. Matchner. So we are really lucky this quarter that we are going to see each other every day because math really is a language that should be spoken every day, should be worked on every day. So that's really going to help us in understanding these math concepts better, and I think that we're going to do much better because of it. So we don't get to see each other, which is a total bummer. I mean, I wish that we could be learning in person, and I can't wait till it's safe to do so. But during this time that we're going to be learning virtually, there are two places that you can access our class. Most of you, or at least half of you, were with Mr. Matchner and myself last semester, and we used our blog, our Algebra 1 blog, and we'll still use that. We also will have our class up on Schoology, so you can access our lessons either way. And the nice thing about that is that when Schoology crashes, which sometimes it does because so many people use it, we can always access our course on our blog. And so if you weren't with us last semester, you want to go ahead and put that address into your browser and save that, because we will be accessing things on our blog as well as Schoology. All right, we're going to have a virtual class format. We're going to click on our Zoom link that I will send you in an email at the start of class, and I'll do quick announcements and attendance then. And then we're going to go ahead and switch to our video lesson. So you'll either hop off Zoom, or just turn your camera off on Zoom, and you'll flip over to the video link, and you'll watch the lesson, and you're going to take notes. We're going to talk, the first few classes you're going to need to take notes on just paper, but then after you pick up the folder that I have all the guided notes in, you'll have guided notes to take your notes on. And then we'll hop back to Zoom. We all need to hop back to Zoom after the video and ask any questions that you have about the video, and then we hop off of Zoom. There's a lot of hopping on and off. We'll hop off of Zoom into usually Delta Math. Sometimes it'll be something different. And how we're going to have that set up is, as you're going through Delta Math, if you don't have any questions, you can just keep making progress there. And then if you have questions, you can hop back onto Zoom, and Mr. Matcher and I will be waiting for you to answer any questions you have. And so we're going to see everybody at the end, and that may look different. Let's say that you zoom through the video, you're zooming through Delta Math, you're good to go. You're just going to hop back on to Zoom and tell Mr. Matchner and I that you are done with Delta Math, and then you're excused for that block for the rest of the time. But no matter what, we're going to see everybody at the very end. Sometimes the Delta Math is going to take a little longer, so you'll just come back on and say, hey, I'm almost done with Delta Math, but it's the end of class. I just wanted you to know I'm still working, and say bye to us. Now, as you're working on Delta Math, sometimes you're going to be able to do it without taking any notes. Or writing down your work, showing your evidence that you're doing your work on paper. But sometimes you're going to have to, like solving equations. Obviously, you're not going to do that in your head. You're going to need to do the work on paper. That is going to be something that you're going to be responsible for showing your work that goes along with your answers on Delta Math. And so I'm down to the pink circle. When you've completed your practice problems, you're going to upload your notes and your practice work to your individual Google Drive folder that I shared with you. And you're going to label that document, either lesson 1, lesson 2, whatever day that we're on will remind you which lesson it is. And that's how you're going to get your points. So the next morning, just in case you needed a little extra time with Delta Math, the next morning after that class, around 7 o'clock or so, I'm going to check for your uploaded work in your folder on the Google Drive, and then we'll check that you completed your work on Delta Math, and then your grade will go into Infinite Campus. This whole process of notes and the work is going to count for 10% of your grade. So how will grades be calculated for this course? We just talked about how 10% is going to go towards notes and practice. 90% are going to be the assessments, and that's how it's always been. It's just that this quarter is going to look different because our assessments can't be our normal tests, right? We're not in class, so We're going to find different ways to assess your learning. Sometimes it'll be a short test on Delta Math. Sometimes it'll be a short test on that quiz. Sometimes it'll be where you have an appointment with me or Mr. Matchner, and we talk to you for 5 minutes, and we're like, okay, so what do you think about this process? When do we use it? Why do we use it? How do we use it? So we'll have conversations to make sure that you're understanding what needs to be understood. So we're going to get creative and flexible in how we assess whether you are learning or not. All right, so what are we learning? We are going to spend a little bit of this, and I know it's weird because, yes, we're in first semester. This quarter will cover our first semester class for the year. But the course you're taking is actually second semester Algebra 1 because you all passed first semester Algebra 1. So during this time, though, because it's been so long, it's been almost 5 months since we've been in school, we are setting up a situation where you are going to learn and find success in learning the most important things about algebra so that you can pass that on and do well in geometry, and which you'll take next semester, and in Algebra 2, which you will take next year. So to do that, we had to go back and include things like rate of change for linear functions and slope-intercept with linear graphing. So you can see above the line, we're talking about reviewing some things that we did first semester. Now in our class, we did not do linear inequalities, nor do we do systems of equations. So those two things will be new, and we'll include those. Once we're done with those and we get a good idea that everybody is successful and understand them, we're going to move on to the actual second semester standards, and we have pared them down. So we're just doing the most important standards. Otherwise, we'd never make it through, right? So we want you to know we're being very understanding that we have set up a course and we have set up situations where if you're willing to do the work and you show up and you're engaged, you're going to find success. The blue areas are still the must-pass, and we'll talk more about that as the semester goes by, or the quarter. This quarter, right, 9 weeks, we're going to do a semester. So super important, there is going to be a material supply pickup at North, and one of the things you're going to be picking up is our green folder. It will have your name on it. It will say Algebra 1. It will look just like this green folder. And you're probably needing to go up for your English class, maybe your science class. And so just make sure that you go up on Wednesday or Thursday, sometime between 3 and 8, and that you know that your mathematics, this green folder, is going to be in the main gym. That's where you're going to need to go to pick it up. And it's super, super important. I spent the time, bought the folders. That didn't take a lot of time, but I spent a lot of time putting together the packet so that you had the guided notes that match with the video. It just makes learning so much easier when you don't have to copy so much onto your notes. So make sure that you go and you pick those up. All right, that's it. This is our intro, our welcome. We can do this. It is going to be different, but know that myself and Mr. Matchner, we are thinking about you and how you all can learn best. So know that you're in capable hands, and feel free to give us a lot of feedback about what's working for you and what isn't, and we're going to make it. We're going to be able to do this. All right, I look forward to seeing you I was going to say in class tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Zoom. All right, thanks for joining me. Bye.